Saudi Arabia. Today we're going back to Asia, more precisely in Middle East. I'm gonna see exactly how those people live. You're gonna look at the population, you're gonna look at the demographics, you're gonna look at the map history, and like I say, the main event always gonna be exactly how those people actually live there with Google Earth and Street View. And I'm gonna concentrate on that on the end of the video. But now let's look exactly where the Saudi Arabia is on the map. It's a pretty huge country, as you can see right here. The neighbors clearly not that peaceful, but it always was pretty much a hot zone in this part of the world. And they have the Red Sea, which pretty much all the traffic, most of the traffic that comes in the European on the ship, and the Suez Canal right here in Egypt makes this area very well interest for especially European and also for the Americans. But now let's look at the Saudi Arabia, and we're gonna look exactly how they used to be in the past and the future, how it's gonna be. Now, Saudi Arabia right now, 35 million people, so it's a huge increase. You can see the pretty much the population is still going up, and the growing rates show some signs of backing down, but we're gonna look exactly how that means. So 1955, keep in mind 1955, and it's a huge country. It's not one of those small ones. It's pretty much the biggest country you can find in this area. 2 million people, and they have a yearly change at around 3.6%. Now it's 34 million people, and still they have a 1.8% yearly change. Back then, that 1955 is gonna be pretty much a net increase around 65,000 people, with 50,000 being migrants. Now it's 603,000 people with 120,000 migration. Now back then the median age was around 18 years old, now 30 years old, so a huge increase. Fertility rate 7.6, huge, absolutely insane birth rate right there. And now 2.3, still above replacement, but what they done here is pretty much let's call it unforgivable, and I'm gonna explain that in a second. Now the urban population back then 45%, now 92%, so pretty much everyone lives in a city. And the global rank back then 112, now 48. Look at this, they increased the population so much in such a short time, which in my opinion it's insane thing to do. I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how well you're doing, you could done much better with less population. If you, let's say for this area, you're gonna have these 2 million people, keep it that way, pretty much every single one of them is gonna be having a great life. Now in the future, you're gonna see 2050, they're gonna increase at 47 million people, and they still have an yearly change about above 1%, it's 1.1%, and that means gonna be a net increase in 507,000 people per year, so that's more than a half of million. Migration, it looks like they're gonna slow down from 120, let's say in 2025. By 2050 they're gonna estimate that's gonna go down to 30,000, so a huge decrease, I would say. Median age is not gonna be that much of an issue. Now it's pretty much 30 years old. In 25 years it's gonna be 32 years old, so not that much. But look at this fertility rate. By 2040 it's gonna go below replacement, and by 2050 it's gonna be 1.8, 1.9. I estimate that those numbers gonna be actually much lower. Probably they're gonna start going, even those numbers I believe they're a bit lower than the estimated right now. But population, I don't think they're gonna exceed more than 50 million people. But in one of those Muslim countries, it's very hard to predict anything, in my opinion. Yeah, the religion is a huge factor, but what we saw in European countries with our religion, that pretty much people start to move away from that. We just let's say we have much better faith in science than religion. The Muslim world, I think they didn't get tested that much about the religion, and we're gonna see much more influence from the Western world. That is gonna be tested 100%, and I don't think that is gonna last much longer even for them. It's just a progress the way it is. You cannot stop evolution. Now that's the population. Now keep in mind, Saudi Arabia is one of those declared country that pretty much everything there, it's rich in oil and gas. And by this measurement, and pretty much if you type Saudi Arabia on the Google, you're gonna see wealth. That's the one word I can describe it, just wealth, money, expensive stuff, and all that that comes with that. But look at this. Life expectancy 80 years old. So for both sexes, it's gonna be around 80 years old. Females 81, 82, and males 77, 78. So not that much difference, and you can see a huge increase, especially in the last few years. Huge, absolutely huge increase. But with all that money, watch this. Infant mortality rate 5.8. Death under age of 5 7.1. Those are huge numbers. Absolutely insane numbers. So that shows me that the medical system and even life after we get born in the first 5 years is not that great. So that is gonna be a huge warning sign in my opinion, but we're gonna see exactly how that is gonna translate. Now another problem that they have, look at this. Oh my god, I can't even describe this. First of all, the population, it looks like they're gonna shrink down. You're gonna see here the base of the pyramid just gets narrow and narrow, but look at this. Huge, absolutely huge. I cannot describe it more than huge. Male, look at this, absolutely huge one, male surplus population. And pretty much from 0 to 80 years old, that pretty much for the entire life you're gonna have a huge male population in surplus. So that's a huge problem, especially in this area. Look at this. You have from 20 years old pretty much until 70 years old, a huge increase, a huge bulk here. That's gonna create some huge problems very soon, I would say. Now fertility rate here, let's say it's 2.1, 2.2, let's call it like that. Here it's gonna be 2.3, around that. So that's gonna show me this is from 2022. So 2022 is gonna be 2.1, 2.2. It's pretty accurate. That just shows that the data, especially from the both sources, let's call it like that, is not that bad. But also you have to keep in mind those data you can see here, they are pretty much to show a direction what the country going. It's not exactly specific. Like I say, I have to say in all my video, even when the government cannot know exactly at all time, at every single day, exactly how many people they have, I think also. And some countries just pretty much inflate those numbers from let's say monetary benefits, let's call it like that. Now here what we want to look exactly at the economics, because like I say, one of those huge and wealthy countries, GDP nominal, it's above $1 trillion. So that's pretty much right now, especially, it's I would say a very exclusivist club to have an economy that's above $1 trillion. And keep in mind, they managed to do that from the oil and gas, and at the same time they have a population of about 35 million people, so not that much, which is a huge increase, like I say, from 1955 from the 2 million to 35 million. And we're gonna see pretty much a lot of them, from what I understand, and even by this chart, they are from migrants. I have no idea, and I'm not gonna look into that because at some point it's kind of irrelevant for this country. How exactly the native population, what are exactly the numbers for, let's say, people that live there for at least 3 generations, but you're gonna have to deal with those numbers in this economy. So it pretty much doesn't matter if they declare, let's say, 35 million citizens, they have to take care of the 35 million people. Now GDP per capita 33,000 nominal, which is quite low, I would say. And PPP $65,000, which I think they are pretty low. And those numbers, especially for capita, is not that bad when you compare with what we saw in Belarus. And keep in mind, there they have a much, at least by those numbers, a better medical system. So clearly there are some problems here that I'm not sure everybody is gonna address that, but I see them as a problem. When you have some healthy money, let's say even 33,000 per capita, is not that bad. And when you have this much money, let's say per capita, and you still cannot go down in those two numbers, that's a huge problem in my opinion. Now history, Well, it's pretty interesting, I would say, in this area. They are pretty much closer to the old, almost, let's say, one of the oldest the oldest civilization in the world. So even if it's not exactly in your area, especially not an entire area, it's just gonna show you that you should have a good start, I would say, in history, in civilization, when something like that just pretty much develop in your own area. But you can see, and we saw with other areas, other countries, especially the Europeans one, that doesn't mean exactly that you're gonna do well for the future. It doesn't mean if in your country was the first civilization. You can see around 630, I think, 630, you're gonna see pretty much the birth, I think, of the Islam, and from there you're gonna see how well they spread around the world. But we are here to look at pretty much the Saudi Arabia at history and see. You can see a huge part of them was let's say the most religious place in Muslim world, which is pretty much, I think, Mecca, Medina, and the third city, I think, is Jerusalem. They were pretty much controlled by Ottoman Empire, by Turkey today. So that's gonna be some huge problem in the future. I can see the Turks in the future. If something goes bad in Saudi Arabia, and I hear that things are not going that well there, I can see the Turks pretty much gaining back the control, especially of those cities. But we're gonna see how it's gonna happen in the future. Now, look at this kingdom. I don't even try to say those names. But first time you can see here, hint of the Saudi Arabia is from 1930, so pretty recent. And then they're gonna continue from 1973 until today. Pretty much in the same prospect, the same area. Yeah. Now the main event of the video. That's the hardest one that you have to convince me here. How exactly those people are living there? And you can see with the Google Earth. Well, there is a desert country. I have to give them that. So I didn't expect to see all this map getting blue. Not you can see how you can see in Europe, which is pretty much every single corner of the street, every single thing there is pretty much made with Google Earth and Street View, which is a great things to do. That shows, in my opinion, look at this. This is how you pretty much find civilization, the Western world, or the influence of the Western world around the globe. When you can see that, it's a metrics that I like to point out. When you can see that huge blue map, and just gonna tell you something. That's in my opinion. Now let's go here. Let's start from here. Let's see how exactly. You can see not every single street it is, which is kind of worries me. Only those on the coastline are pretty much well done. But let's see exactly how does it. Keep in mind, this is one of those countries that shows pretty much wealth and exclusivity. I don't know how to call it. Everything has to be over the top. You can see there are Lamborghinis. You see there the best car, the most expensive car that you can actually buy on this planet. You see pretty much the best from the best, and put a step above that and go from the next best thing. And now when you look at this with Google, like I say, Google Street is gonna pretty much, in my opinion, give you the full picture. I would say the reality picture of here. I like to have those trash cans when somebody has to make some demolition in their yard and stuff like that. But again, we are in the desert, so I'm not gonna complain that much about there are not that many trees and there are not many green things. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess. This is 2020 in pandemic, and I have to say the quality of this Carb 360, whatever they're using here, is not that great. The architecture of the area, yeah, is pretty much the way they're doing. I guess that there's not that well maintained. Look at this fence here, and the road, yeah, not one of the best, I would say. But keep in mind, we are here still in a desert, so and we are on this one street. I have no idea what happened there, but the housing looks pretty good, I would say, and the streets are pretty much wide enough. They have apartment buildings. What are those? overall, so far it looks okay. It looks decent. Now here in this area, it looks kind of empty. I have to say that this is pretty much a construction zone. We're gonna call it in development, and keep in mind this is 5 years ago, so by now probably everything here it's finished. Let's call it like that. They have a lot of cranes there going. Yeah, this land here, I have no idea what we're gonna do with them. I like the cars. I have to say, this you kind of see an American influence even that far in the world, so yeah, that is something. And a lot of Japanese cars also. Now the temperature in those countries get pretty hot, so we see the temperature pretty much in the summer. When I check, sometimes I go with that Google temperature map, and in those areas you can see temperature pretty much above 45 degrees almost every day, so they need to have a very well done cooling system. I have no idea what happened here. This is look like abandoned stuff. I don't think they're still working on this one. Yeah, that trash there doesn't look great at all. Those area, it looks pretty much, and keep in mind those 360s, whatever this street view camera it is, even in 2020 it's a very poor quality. They have no lines on these streets or whatever. We will see those videos with, especially I think those in Saudi Arabia. Wow, look at this. You have an Audi let's go back. An Audi A8, pretty much trashed right here, and a lot of them. So I have no idea what exactly happened here. We also saw those videos with pretty much cars. I think like it was Toyota, what I saw. Yeah, they pretty much fucked up this one. Just drifting on the streets, and yeah, clearly a problem that that's why they don't need lines. There, I like they have those streets illuminated by night, which is nice. You don't see that everywhere, which is a great plus, I would say. Now on the beach, let's go in these highways here. Probably it's a highway. Yeah, it's a huge highway. Well, it looks kind of empty. I mean, nothing is developed here, and you develop a road that close to the sea. Like I say, I'm not a big fan to see that, but I guess it is what it is. And I have, look at it, those are new construction, and they look like an American style construction, and I cannot see why. I don't know, probably this private roads or stuff like that. You only have this 360, which looks pretty great here. It looks kind of nice. Look at this. It just gives me, like I say, that American vibe, suburbia housing. But I cannot go with them with Google Street View, which is kind of bad. We have an airport here and huge empty space around it, so that's something. I have no idea what is those. Those are building in the ports. What are those? I have to say, it looks kind of abandoned, this one. It just nothing that much happened in those areas, just pretty much huge empty ones. But probably, like I said, they are in development, so those street views with this car were made in 2020, so 5 years ago. Probably by now, I believe you might have some new things there. We have some 360. For some reason, we don't have street views. They're just a few 360 in this area. I like when they have those parking that just cover to protect the cars from the sun, which is great. Sun, pretty much in other areas, hailstorms, and I don't think they have hailstorms here, but probably the sun is the main reason. Yeah, in those area, the road doesn't look that great, but probably it's one of those industrial areas, so it's not exactly an open road. It's not a public road, so I cannot judge that. This, I don't know exactly what city is this, but it doesn't look that populated, I would say. But let's go with this one. And when I don't have those street views, somebody just make a drift here, it's hard for me to judge them. It looks kind of empty, I have to say. It looks like an abandoned city. Yeah, let's check another one. Let's go in the desert. Oh, we have one right here, but you can see you don't have that 360. You don't have that much I don't think that is gonna work. Probably it's gonna be from someone else's house, whatever. No, it's from here. It's from the outside. It looks abandoned. It's just, from what I see here, again, an American car and a Japanese one. It's hard for me to judge. That's why I always say, when you don't have those 360s and street views pretty much everywhere. Oh, we have something here which is decent, but not much. That shows me probably most likely there are some problems. I like those street lights. They have whatever plants are those, I have no idea. The roads look pretty good in this area, I have to say. They have nice stores here. Those buildings, yeah, oof. It just, again, 2022, and it looks abandoned to me. It doesn't seem like somebody's gonna work there. I have no idea what happened with those trees. Can we check the price of gas? Just by curiosity. And again, those low qualities, I mean, yeah, we have the price. I have no idea the exchange rate for the money. When you have such a poor quality of 360, just, yeah, raise some question why we don't have an official street view there from Google, because they make a great job. And pretty much every of those 360 doesn't look that well. Yeah, the same situation here. Now again, the same story even here. It looks a bit abandoned. It looks, this one, it looks like it's not finished, but again, it's 2021. Maybe by now they finish it. And the road, the line doesn't look that well maintained in these pictures. Who knows, maybe they changed it by now. So I have some 360, some street view from here, but when I go zoom in, it just pretty much, yeah, it gives me those 360s. I look for the trash, but I cannot find it, something obviously, so I would assume that they keep the street clean, which is good. Always nice to see. Pretty much a big infrastructure, I would say, but yeah, a lot of abandoned buildings. I don't know what's happened here. And those palm trees, it seems like those guys doing pretty decent, but then we have a lot of them that just probably die and didn't replace them. Yeah, the urban area, the urban planification, I don't think is great, especially in this area. They have to work on that. They have space, which is good. That's a lot of issue that they have, especially here in Europe, but we have a much better planification here. The urban planning is much better, but again, those 360s, they're absolutely horrible. I choose this country because a lot of things coming out from Saudi Arabia, and the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be United Arab Emirates, just for comparison. That's gonna be tomorrow, but yeah, we have to move from this area. I don't want to stay that much in one place. I make that video about the line, and when I make probably the Red Sea video, if I remember correctly, and we saw exactly the project, you can see it from even from Google Earth, you can see it from space. Now again, same issue. Do not have that much Google Street View, which in the quality is poor, which is a huge problem. Now here is probably the best quality that we find so far. We have an Isuzu dealership, we have a Ferrari one, probably that's why you have a better quality, but again, the street, they are not lined for whatever reason. They don't do it. Maybe actually don't do it. We have some lines here, but not here. Maybe, but from the above you can see they are lined, so yeah, that's a good thing. Not that much green space, but again, we are kind of in a desert. I have to give them that. It's not much. There is some trash here, but it looks like they just got them out, so yeah. This area, I kind of don't like it, I have to say. The building, the construction, the urbanism, that, a lot of cars on the street also. But the way, I'm not gonna say, obviously it's not a communist building. It's not like we saw in Eastern Europe. But again, in my opinion, it looks kind of unfinished, a lot of them. I like they don't have those huge one, but probably like I see in going in the center area, probably it's gonna be some skyscrapers. But here, yeah, I like they don't have that tall buildings. They have those parking at the floor level, but I don't know, it's not something that I can say, oh, that looks great or stuff like that. It's just, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. But in those area, and this is 2022, so much recently, I have no idea what are those. Yeah, the trash here, it doesn't look that great, and these streets, phew. Now I can see some trash. I don't like that. Yeah, the cars are pretty new, I would say. I don't think we can see a lot of old cars, especially in those area. The roads needs some attention. They're not that great, and those headlights, I have no idea what this guy is gonna see on night. Yeah, it's just I have some high hopes when I start this video about them. I saw that number in the fertility, death under age of 5 and infant mortality, so that kind of worries me a bit about the medical system. But I thought at least the infrastructure is gonna be pretty much immaculated, but clearly it's not the case. Those 360, they don't look that well. I don't find that many actually street views, mainly because I have no idea. Probably because I would say usually when you have that, it has to do with the government. But who knows? Hey, look, it has some green area. That's nice. Again, no lining on the street. Probably everybody has to choose which side is gonna drive, and that's it. In this area, it is clean. There's something happen here that I don't like it, but it is what it is. I have no idea what city it is, and clearly, like I said, always go randomly on the map. We have no idea where we are. That's kind of the point of making those videos. Just go randomly on the map, see exactly how they look in that area. And this is from someone's house, I guess, whatever. Just go exactly to see what exactly, how those people actually live, how exactly they look there. Now, clearly this is a much better infrastructure project, but judging by the missing lines here, probably they have some painting. Probably have an accident here, not a painting. You can see some guys just pretty much scratch that. Okay, scratches. This is water. They look nice. I mean, in some area the infrastructure is great. In others, that's the thing. Well, when I heard about this, everybody kind of says not everything is perfect, but much better than most of the countries. But when I came now and see it exactly how it is, I'm not that sure. It's not bad, I get that, but still they have to do a lot of work, and I have a feeling they don't have that much time. I have a feeling the time is not on their side in this one. The Middle East is heating up again, and I have a feeling that they have to act fast, but again, I don't think they have enough time. Now, let's check this mount. It probably is going to be a road mountain. Yeah, how they look. Okay, so 2022. The road looks good. I like it. No issues here. Even in such a remote area, they're still doing great. That's a great thing to do. I have no idea how those people live here because I can access it in any way, but it doesn't look great. It looks like one of those South American country, and yeah, they stop pretty much here, so I cannot go further, but it doesn't look great, I have to say. And judging by those, yeah, doesn't look great at all. Let's check something. Oh, we have some 360 here. Maybe have some luck here, but only on the main road. So, oh god, still cannot see that well. I like those plants. The quality, it's absolutely horrible of those 360s. Just makes the lives way harder than it's supposed to be. Same problem, no alignment on the streets. They have some green area, which is nice. A lot of trash here, which I don't like it. yeah, kind of disappointed, I have to say. I have, probably because I have high expectation, I have to say that too. I have high expectation about Saudi Arabia. When again, can you imagine the tomorrow video with United Arab Emirates? That's gonna be a huge expectation, but I know they have a huge problem there. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But in Saudi Arabia, I wanna stay a bit, I wanna find those good areas. But it's hard to find good 360 in the first place. Every single one of them, it looks like they're hiding when they're doing it for whatever reason. Yeah, man, not that great. Look at this, just very few of them. Most of them, they are around the main world or around inside buildings, and most of them probably for the purpose of the advertisement. They are usually, like we said, businesses. Now some trash here, I already see that. Whoa, that's a road. That's a bad road. If that's a road, that's a bad one. But yeah, probably it's in the middle of nowhere, so just one of those countryside roads. A lot of things that I cannot access here, which is bad. Really bad. Look at it, this is a huge city, and we have just a few highways and a few 360. How am I supposed to judge one of those look again from inside, one of those wealthy countries, just by having those limited information? How am I supposed to do that? Okay, this is the construction area. Whoa, what are those? This is probably a prison or something like that. Everything is pretty much behind bars, generally for what? Generality for statistics. Oh. But I don't know, they have bars in every single windows. That looks kind of sketchy. Huge potholes here. Oh my god. Yeah, kind of disappointed, I have to say. They have a lot of work to do. A lot of work, and like I say, not enough time probably. Yeah, I have to say, I'm disappointed. This again from inside. It looks nice on inside, I get it. We have marble on the walls. It looks pretty good. Nice area back there. But I want to see the outside. And look at this. Judging by those buildings here, it doesn't look that great. Actually, it looks bad. Okay, maybe we have more luck here. Come on, let me see. Oh, that's a huge hole right there. Give me something good. Give me something good. Come on. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. 2022. So again, recently. This one is not good either. Those one, oh my god, doesn't look great either. Huge disappointment. I have such high expectation. Seriously, I have huge expectation, and I just got, I mean, at this point I don't even need to go there. Look at this hole. Whoa, why is such a different elevation between them? Some rows, they look pretty good, I have to say. Some of them look pretty good. So even those outside the city, with pretty much a lot of countries that are a bit neglected, they look great. They look good. No, that's a plus. I have to give them that. But the rest of them, and look at those buildings. Oh my god, horrible buildings here. Oh god, what they done there? It didn't have communists, so they could have actually a great building, great city architecture. Here in Eastern Europe, yeah, it was the way it is. That's it. We have it. Was a mistake. That's it. But here they didn't have that. Look at the best 360 is actually outside the cities. So if you remain outside the city, you're gonna be good. You're gonna have those great. The geography, the landscape is nice, but we are here to judge exactly how those people actually live in this country. Okay, so you have, okay, so when you go outside, they have a lot of, but those are 100% those 360. Yeah, when you zoom in, it's just 360s, not actually street views. Oh my god, and they're from inside. That's again the same one. Yeah, very few information to judge on them. Um, so far, I don't want to see. I have to go on the windows to just look outside. Oh god. I have to say, not great. Yeah. Oh my god, look at those buildings. Have some graffiti here. They have some trees, which is nice. Horrible. This is 2019, so before pandemic. So great times. Here at least it looks clean. I have to say it looks clean. Okay, there's some trash here, so yeah, take that back. But they have some green stuff, so which is good. I try to find something good to see. It's so hard. So hard. This is gonna be from inside. Oh no, it's outside. It's good. Now this is gonna be a shopping mall or a supermarket or something like that. Yeah. Doesn't look that great either. The building is just yeah, disappointed, I have to say. Tomorrow's gonna be better probably in the UAE, but there are, like I said, there are other issues there. Oh, they have a port here. Let's check the port. Come on, the port has to be great. Give me something. Give me a 360 from there. It's gotta be good. It's gotta be good. But it's too far to see that it's a construction. Like I said, it looks like every single one of those 360 just such a poor quality. For a country that spends so much on expensive stuff, they didn't pay that much for a good camera to make those 360, which is sad. This is how you promote, I would say, the best of a country, when you have those Google Street View. So I can make actually it's pretty much like a review by now. Just see exactly how those people live in those countries by checking on them with new good street view. So yeah, inside those buildings, inside those house, what you can see here, you can see where the money was spent. Even by that, doesn't look that great, I have to say. Oh my god, how many 360 this guy did here? Yeah, the interior, I don't like it. Probably it's gonna be one of those rental space. That's why they have so many, I guess. Man, let's check. Come on, give me something great. This is pretty much brand new housing. It has to be something great. It's okay. It could be done much better. Oh yeah, this is pretty much dirt here. This is look like, oh god, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Oh my god. Come on, just show me something good. Let's go. If you go in the city area, I don't think we're gonna find something great, but let me check this one. Come on, give me something great. Give me something. Give me a tunnel. I'm not interested in tunnels. I have to find something great. Come on. Like I say, always randomly on the map. What is going on here? Always randomly on the map. Oh, probably it's like a cemetery, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe not. Yeah, I have no idea what it does, but it looks like that. I trying to find something. Oh, this okay. Maybe we find something great. Let's check this one. Ah, it's from inside, so it's a mask. Okay, at least they have that. That's nice. Okay, we have that. But I'm looking for how exactly those people live outside. That's my main interest. How they live in their cities. How well they doing. That's my main concern when I check those 360, those street views. That's the one I want to see. Oh my god, this looks like abandoned project. Those are abandoned projects. They just start something and then they not finish it. That's a 360 done by this guy. This one looks like a prison here. Probably it is a prison, 100%. It's gonna be a prison there. Come on, that looks exactly like a prison. Same guy, same area, same time. Yeah, it doesn't make can look great. Let me check now. This is not available. We're gonna stay a while to find something actually nice here, outside at least. Come on, give me something, give me something, give me something, give me... Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so I don't see that 33,000 US dollar nominal GDP per capita. I have to say I don't see. I mean, pretty much they're the same, I think, in but again, keep in mind they're the same pretty much like in Estonia, but they have a much bigger population. I always say when you have that, well, that already looks horrible. When they have that much population, it's much harder to make that money feels. But the ratio to ratio, let's say, they are pretty much the same per capita with Estonia, if I'm not mistaken. And Estonia, day and night. Come on, day and night. Estonia is pretty much 100 years in front of them. Outside the cities, they look great. Inside them, not so great. Yeah, now I can see why they don't have those 360 and street views. Because they're gonna show an image that probably they don't wanna see. I have no idea what's going on here, but I like the sunset. The sunset is nice. Sunset, it looks great. That's nice thing. Yeah, let's go in the northern country. I don't think we check something here, but maybe we get some luck. But it doesn't look like cities here. This is the line. Okay, again we find, but I make that video about line in more detail. So if you're gonna go that, check the Red Sea video. Make the probably like you call it the Red Sea, explore the Red Sea area or something like that. It's on my channel. They have a lot of white cars, probably because of the weather. It's so sunny here. I have no idea what happened here or here. Yeah, this is 2017. Okay, so it's pretty old, so probably it's different by now. But anyway, if you don't allow those 360s and street view pretty much every 2 years, 3 years, yeah, we have, oh, 2023. Okay, we have a new one to judge. The building doesn't look that great. The highways, they are decent and sometimes great when in some areas, sometimes just pretty much trash in others. Yeah, after I explore this one, it's gonna be hard to just go there. I don't find, and keep in mind they spend a lot of money on those new projects, and they have a lot of abandoned buildings also. Hilton Garden Inn in the middle of nowhere. That is great investment right there. Those probably are used for agriculture, which is nice. I like those. It looks funny from the outside, from the space. This is, I think, a lake, but we cannot check it because we don't have those 360 pretty much. Oh, we'll have some 360 here. Maybe we get lucky to see those close, those circle closer. Hopefully. No, we can't. But they have, no, those are flowers. Great quality on those 360 outside the city. Everything inside the city horrible. Everything inside the city. Okay, we have a city. Come on, this is a northern one. It has to be good. It has to be good. Look at this. It has to be good. It has to be something nice. Something nice. Something not that nice. I have to call it now. Yeah. Doesn't matter how much I struggle to find something great. It's just probably because, again, probably it's me because I have high expectation. I kind of get I got disappointed. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess we have to call it so far. It's the way. That's another country there. Tomorrow's gonna be this one, UAE. Yeah, probably it's gonna be better. Hopefully it's gonna be better, for God's sake. In a desert, probably better. Let's check this one. Hopefully it's in a desert actually. Yeah, it's in a desert. Yeah, looks nice. Have dunes, you have nice cars, good 360 for once. All the 360 outside the city are great. All of them inside the city are pretty much trash. So this is gonna be great. I 100% gonna get this. But they are in the city, but clearly they are not in that location, so I cannot trust them. And I'm not sure they're actually in Saudi Arabia. No, it's not in Saudi Arabia. It looks like an European. That's not Saudi Arabia. I don't know who put that there, but it has to change it. Well, what we can say, whew, I have to say I have no idea how to describe it. You just try to allow those Google cars to came there and make those 360s. No, we find a good 360 in a town, which is good. Make them, allow them to make on the street and pretty much take pictures in every single square meter, so they can actually, and good quality, so I can actually judge them better. And new, like I say, you have like 2023 is pretty much new. This one make on a bicycle. Some of those areas, they just pretty much look abandoned, but keep in mind they have 35 million people, and it looks like a big city, this one. But let's go with this pack. Come on, this pack has to be good. We have to find something great. The quality is still horrible, but at least the park is great. It's nice, and it's in a pandemic year. The park is nice, I have to say. That was nice. This one, not so much. Oh my god, what happened here? Ooh, yeah, it's far away from what I expected, I have to say. Far away. And keep in mind that the demand for oil is gonna peak in 5 years around that, so it's gonna spell some trouble for them. And they spend a lot of money on those new projects. And it looks like a lot of, even those old ones, let's say, they look abandoned. Like I said, we saw some buildings that they look they were abandoned. And even those new projects that they going for them, a few of them clearly they're not gonna get finished. Just it happens to everyone, especially when you make that much construction in such a short time. Some of them they will be finished, so that remains to see exactly how they're gonna perform with that. Oh, this is gonna be a good here. I hope it's gonna be something nice here. But oh yeah, that's actually nice. But again, it's outside the city. That's actually pretty nice. But I'm not here to see the outside of the city. I'm here to see how exactly those people live inside the city. And so far, not that well. And clearly, I don't think in the middle of the desert is going to be one of those touristy cities. Those are actually, we found a great 360. And it's not a bad area. It's actually looking good here. Okay, maybe we should start with this one. This one looks actually good. Hopefully this one is not going to be inside, and yeah, it's inside. This looks like a mall. But again, nobody is inside. Nobody there. Okay, another one on the street. Okay, maybe we have luck in this town. Again, from inside. My god. Yeah, clearly you cannot see everything here, so yeah, hard to judge. Overall, I have to say a bit disappointed overall. It's not exactly how I expected. I try to find good areas as much as I can. I have no idea how this video is gonna be, how long it's gonna be. Inside, yeah, nice. Outside, not so much. And the fact that you don't allow to have every single street made by Google Street, that raises a lot of question. Yeah, this one doesn't impress me. Yeah, I have to give up. It just look at the difference. How it's gonna be in tomorrow video in UAE, and how less information we have in Saudi Arabia. It doesn't matter how much I try it. It doesn't matter. Pretty much everything inside the cities looks the same. And no idea what's happening there. And trash there. Yeah, no, doesn't look great. Just the way it is. I have to call it. So that's the video. If you live in Saudi, I think I have some viewers there. I know it's not easy. I heard some story when you make some judgmental commentary. It's not great for you, especially inside the country. So yeah, I'm not gonna ask for tell me how it is there, and I don't wanna have comments on the video like, oh, it's great, just because I cannot actually say what it is. But for some reason, if you live there or you visit them, but probably you're not gonna visit all those areas that the normal people are live. If you live there at some point or work there, and especially in those remote areas, I would like to hear about you, how exactly your experience was there, and how the infrastructure, the housing, how they look there. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay, we're gonna finish with this one. It's nice. It's a palm tree. Oh, that's a decent car, I would say. How exactly the life it is there, because by those 360s and street views, very limited, it's hard to judge. But what I saw, it was a disappointment, I have to call it, just the way it is. I'm not backing down of my statement, just the way it is. Especially we compare with other countries that we saw, and the money that they have per capita, it's more than enough to make a great country. So, but yeah, again, 35 million people. It's gonna be much harder, and we show it. They show it just the way it is. Yeah, that's the video. Like I say, if you are in that country or you visit at some point and not just tourist area, you visit much more than that, or probably you live there and then you choose to move out and you watch this video, I would like to hear about how exactly the experience was there, and how the life was there, because from what I see here, I have to call it, it doesn't look that great.